Hey everybody, Jaime Vendera here. Try to do these early in the morning when the traffic isn't bad, but oh well, I'm so busy teaching and remodeling my house and working on music and working on new vocal programs. I have to get them in when I get them in. So it's maybe around 11 and I'm knocking this out. And today let's talk about Jaime Vendera, the vocal coach. I never wanted to be a vocal coach. I honestly didn't. And a friend of mine, Troy Gregory, he had called me up in 1996 and he says, Jaime, how do you sing so high? Can you teach me to sing high? And I thought, you know what? I studied at Musicians Institute. I used Jim Gillette's vocal power scales. You know, I've extended my range, but I really don't want to teach. But I agreed, and he came over to the house and he says, hey, I want to learn to sing Pull Me Under by Dream Theater, and I can't hit that A4. And I thought, do I want to teach him vocal power scales? Well, no, I had what's called a pitch wheel laying on my keyboard. I love trinkets. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's a trinket that has to do with music, I own it. So I grabbed it and I just did a basic, yeah, just did this basic slide. And he's like, wow, what is that? And I said, it's a siren. I made it up on the spot. I've never heard it before. All my years of studying voice, everyone does vocal scales. I've never, ever heard anyone do a siren. Now everywhere you look, everybody's doing them. And probably because of Raise Your Voice. Let's hope. So, his voice broke at an E4, right above middle C. And I worked Troy for about 45 minutes. Again and again, going up, higher on the pitch wheel. And we literally worked his voice up to A4, and it blew our minds. It was full voice, it wasn't falsetto, and I'm like, wow, I could probably teach voice just doing a siren. And that's what I did. Everyone started hearing about it. Troy told other people, I told other people, and I did several hundred free voice lessons for several years, just when I could, because I wanted to own my own chops. And by 2000, I decided to write Raise Your Voice, which that'll be another video I'll shoot, maybe here in a minute. And the more I worked with sirens, I realized the power of it, but I also realized that there was more to it. We needed more. So that's when I incorporated falsetto slides to kind of get you into the movement, which to me, falsetto slides kind of like vocal yoga, stretching the voice. And then we added the transcending tone, which is a messa di voce, and that was taught to me by my other vocal coach, Thomas Appel. My three coaches, of course, Jim Gillette, Thomas Appel, and Elizabeth Sabine, and I love them all dearly. And that's how the ISO method came to be. I call them isolation exercises, the isolation method, but one of my coaches from Vendera-Vocal Academy pointed out, hey, it's so much more than that, Jaime. ISO, it's an isolation exercise. You're isolating each pitch. You're not doing a vocal scale. They are isometric. When you do something like a transcending tone, you're bench pressing your vocal cords. You're doing an isometric exercise. You're moving very, very slow when you slide on a falsetto slide or a siren. And they're also isomorphic, which refers to a transcending tone, because I'm morphing from falsetto to full voice. So I kept working and working and working with different students. I started teaching fully, charging for it before 2000, and that's when I decided to write Raise Your Voice, and I'll talk about that in another video. And it just unfolded from there. Again, I never wanted to be a vocal coach. It wasn't something that was in the cards for me. In fact, me and my old guitarist Matt Hoover used to say, those who can do and those who can't teach. And actually, Matt is a guitar instructor to this day, so we kind of giggle about that. Love you, Matt. We're both doing what we said we would never do. And it just unfolded. After Raise Your Voice and Mythbusters and working with Dream Theater and all of these other amazing singers from amazing bands across the world, I kept fine-tuning my methodology until we created the ISO method. And now it's been 25 years. And I don't really think of myself as a vocal coach or a vocal instructor. I'm more of a voice strengthening specialist like Elizabeth Sabine. I'm working to develop your technique and your vocal muscles so you can apply it to any style. It doesn't matter if it's rock, opera, rap, country, death metal, whatever you want to do. We're building a better voice together. That's where my methodology, my coaching approach comes from. 3 steps: breathing, support, placement. 3 ISO exercises: falsetto slides, transcending tones, and sirens. It sounds simple, but it's not. I am very, very picky with the way a singer does each exercise. Doesn't mean I'm going to scald you, but we're going to work to fine-tune those like they've never been fine-tuned before, so you learn to balance and strengthen those muscles like you've never believed. If you've ever been told that you cannot sing higher, or you can't sing lower, or you're an opera singer so you can't sing rock, you can't add rasp to your voice, you can't sing with grit, those are fallacies. I promise you. I've worked with so many artists, thousands of artists over the last 25 years to help them achieve their goals, and I can do the same with you. This is a relationship. I learn from you just as much as you learn from me, and in a nutshell, that's how I became a vocal coach, and now I absolutely love it.